Hey guys, this is Rachel from Cypress Textiles, and today we're going to be making the Rome square from the 2020 VVCAL. I'm starting out with a slip knot and then a chain 3. Of course, like always, you can chain 4 or more and then make your slip stitch in the farthest chain from the hook, or you can do a magic ring and also start that way. Alright, so we just made a slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the hook if you've chained 3. And then straight into the center, we're going to make a beginning 2DC cluster. And how I start that is by going straight into the center with a single crochet and then a chain 1 and then a DC. And with those stitches put together, that's going to be our first 2DC cluster of the round. And I'll show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like there. And then we're going to chain 3 and make a regular 2DC cluster in the center ring. So just yarn over, insert the hook and pull up a loop, and then draw the yarn through 2 loops on the hook and repeat that. And then draw the yarn through all 3 loops on the hook, and that's your 2DC cluster. And then your repeat is going to be chain 3, 2DC cluster until you have 6 2DC clusters, including the beginning one, and 6 chain spaces. All right, so my round is complete and I'm ready to join into my beginning 2DC cluster. So I'm just going to work into these 2 loops of my first full DC with a slip stitch, and that way your first 2DC cluster looks just like the rest of them. Okay, so we're going to start the next round in this chain space with a beginning treble, and how I work that is by not chaining up, just going straight into the chain space with a single crochet and then chain 2, and that's the first treble of the round in my patterns. Okay, now we're going to work 5 more treble crochet in the same chain space, and then you're just going to work 6 treble crochet in each of the remaining chain spaces and join to finish your round. Alright, so my round is complete here. I've got 6 trebles in each space, including the beginning treble. And then I'm going to join with the slip stitch in the beginning treble there, just like this with the slip stitch to complete the round. And then for the next round, we're going to work a beginning 2DC cluster in the next stitch. So not in the joining stitch, but just in the next one. And going straight with this single crochet in a chain 1. And then a full double crochet, and that's the first 2DC cluster of the round. And chain 3, 2DC cluster in the same stitch, and then chain 1. And then you're going to work skipping 2 stitches. You're going to work into the next stitch with 2DC cluster, chain 3, 2DC cluster. And then chain 1. And I'll show you what that's going to look like. So here's how your round's going to start looking. Make sure you skip 2 and then just work your 2DC cluster, chain 3, 2DC cluster all the way around. All right, so my round is complete here. And you can see I've got my chain 3 in between the 2DC clusters and then a chain 1 in between each set of those 2DC clusters. And now I'm going to join with a slip stitch in the first 2DC cluster, just like on round 1. And then for the next round, I'm going to slip stitch straight into the first chain, not into the chain space, but into that very first chain there. And then I'm going to make a single crochet in the same chain space, chain 4. And in the next chain 3 space, we're going to make a corner. So we'll do 3 trebles, chain 3, and 3 trebles, all in the same chain space. All right, so that's how our corner is going to look. Then chain 4. and single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single in the next chain 3 space, and then chain 4. And then you're back at the repeat with the corner. All right, so just make sure you have your 2 chain 3 spaces here. This is how it's gonna look, and you're gonna make your corner in this next chain space. Okay, here's how that last round looks when it's all complete, and I did go ahead and join with the slip stitch into the first single crochet. And now we're gonna work our very last round. It's just all singles, and it's just a matter of how many you're gonna put in each chain space. So for the first little chain space here, we're gonna make 2 single crochet. Just go straight in without chaining up. And then make your single crochet in each of these next 3 trebles. And then in the corner, you're gonna make 5 singles. Okay, and then make single crochet in the next 3 trebles as well. Now, 2 singles in the next chain space. And then you're going to work a single in this stitch, single crochet stitch right here. 2 singles in the next chain space. Single in your single, and 2 in the next chain space. And just repeat across. I'll show you how it looks when I'm done with the side. Single in these 3 trebles. And you're right about to work 5 singles in the corner. And here's how that side is looking. So in each chain space here, you've got 2 single crochet, and then in each single of these 3 singles, you've got a single as well. Okay, and then work your way around and make sure you have 88 singles whenever you're all finished. Just count them up just to make sure none were missed. All right, and that's the end of the square. I went ahead and joined with a slip stitch in the first single, and this is the Rome square from the 2020 VVCAL. You can see more of these squares on my website at cypresstextiles.net, and I also have a playlist in my YouTube channel for all of these 2020 VVCAL squares. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.